Good afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Negler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. It is Wednesday, Hump Day. Packers not practicing in front of any prying eyes this afternoon, but rest assured they are working hard at 1265 Lombardi prior to next week's mandatory minicamp. It's going to be exciting to see guys who haven't really been in the news a lot because they haven't participated in the voluntary aspect of the offseason. We'll get everybody, most likely, in attendance next week, and that'll be very exciting. In the meantime, while you're sitting there going, you know what? I'd really love to see the Green Bay Packers play a professional contest of the football variety sometime in 2023. You know what you can do? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can head to cheeseheadtv.com, go to the schedule, and find yourself individualized links to Ticket King. That's right. Each and every game represented there on the schedule, both preseason and regular season. Just find yourself a game you want to go to, and when you do, use Ticket King. Don't use Ticketmaster. Don't use StubHub. Use a Wisconsin-based company. Based in Wisconsin since the early 90s, they literally have a place right across the street from Lambeau Field. Ticket King. Utilize it, people. Go to cheeseheadtv.com or use the link in the description of this video and get your tickets for the Packers in 2023 and hopefully 2024 because they'll be going on a deep playoff run. All right, slow down. A lot of ball game left. You guys know what I mean, though. You also know what I mean when I talk about building blocks, which is something we talked about earlier this week. And I was fascinated to watch both the reporting of what went on yesterday in OTA practice and then, of course, the responses to it from fans and some media members in regards to Jordan Love. And clearly what was, for the most part, a pretty solid practice, by all accounts, until a very unfortunate interception to end practice in the 2-minute drill. And it was funny. Of course, the usual characters, mostly like Vikings and Bears fans, chime in and go, oh, God, he sucks, whatever, and that can be dismissed. But I just think it's phenomenal that they're getting this type of work from Jordan Love, where earlier in the same practice, he threw an incredible touchdown pass to Romeo Doubs. That was widely kind of oohed and awed at, and that's great. We're all very excited, all very happy. But for Matt LaFleur, it's phenomenal stuff that he can point to and look at on tape and show Jordan each and every day, not only the good and the bad, but everything that he needs to learn from both situations. Nothing's perfect. No play, even when you score a touchdown. Rarely, if ever, is there like all 11 guys working perfectly. A quarterback with absolute rhythm and perfect technique on each and every throw. It's just great that we're, as Matt said at the podium yesterday, so good that this is happening now. I know so many people in the media, and I think Jason Wilde actually yesterday when he asked Matt about it, talked about the cardinal sin, something we've heard from Aaron Rodgers for numbers of years that was drilled into his head early in his career by Tom Clements regarding throwing late over the middle. The thing is when you are a seasoned vet like Aaron Rodgers, you know that that's the rule, but you also know when you can break it, And I'd much rather Jordan Love find out these things now in practice in June rather than, say, week 4 of his first year as a starter. So these are the things that hopefully are being hammered home, and just excited, just so excited that the progress being made each and every day incrementally. It's exciting to think about where this team is going to be, even middle of the season, let alone, a few games in, or even the differences we'll see between training camp and, say, week 2 or 3. I'm just can't contain my excitement to watch this team. Hope you're all doing well. Good to see everybody in the comments section. Gary's here. Joe, of course, uncultured, naturally. Brandy, what's up, Brandy? How are you? What do we got? We got Legless. What's up, Legless? How are you, man? Good to see you. New York Cheesehead. Randy, how are you? What's up, bud? Where all this smoke coming from? Canada. I will say, man, I have lived in New York City for 23 years now, and this today, by far, was one of the weirdest days I've ever seen in this town. It's just very, very bizarre. And the fact that, in my apartment, I'm working from home today, and I've had the windows open, and I had this ashy taste in my mouth all day. It's crazy. And I went out to the grocery store earlier this afternoon. It was just like a dystopian world out there right now in New York. So if you're in the Northeast, hope you're masking up when you go outside. This stuff is no joke. And yeah, it's just a very weird day. No doubt about it. Mimsy, thanks for the super chat. $2 for a Cheesehead TV N95. Stay safe. Go Pack Go. Thank you, brother. Mimsy, I really appreciate it, man. Dean, this is a good question. I feel like our drop off at cornerback after the top three is pretty stark. Hopeful for some gems to pop up. Oh, yes, sir. There will be some gems. I mean, it's funny because like you talk about top three, but I mean, Stokes is one of those three, considerably so, if a former first round pick, etc. But he's not going to be available for quite some time, So I understand the trepidation one might feel when looking at the depth chart, so to speak. I really hope Shamar Jean Charles finally gets a shake with some of the ones, maybe in some of the sub packages. But don't forget Keandre Thomas. He's a guy who last year had a very strong camp and then had a really good preseason and then was relegated to the practice squad for much of the year. And I think if you talk about draft and develop or just development in general, Keandre Thomas, if he can hit the ground running and make the most of his opportunities again, he's somebody who could surprise. He could be somebody who could be in the mix throughout the summer, and maybe, who knows, maybe he is on the 53 and is in the mix situationally. He, like I said, he had a very good camp last year, and I'm hoping to see more of the same and continued development and growth from him because he's somebody, you talk about some gems, I think he could be a hidden gem. Very possible. What else we got here, folks? Phil, what's up? Things we can count on. 1, death. 2, taxes. 3, Dave Gahan's spin move during a Depeche Mode concert. And 4, Jets fans getting upset when they realize how much Rodgers avoids throwing over the middle. I don't think they're going to care, dude. Jets fans are going to be so excited just watching Aaron Rodgers play football for their favorite team. I mean, they'll be baseline, they're going to be excited for competent quarterback play as Jets fans. And then it's Aaron Rodgers makes it even better. I mean, the thing is that we as fans in Green Bay probably were frustrated about over the years. So they're never going to be frustrated by that stuff. They're not going to be, with Aaron long enough to get spoiled by him the way we were. So I don't think that'll ever come. Don Vito, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Welcome to the offseason where some media slanders love over INTs but chalks up touchdowns to it's only June. Thanks for your hard work. Thanks. Are people doing that? I don't know. I haven't seen that, but I don't follow everybody and I don't consume every single thing. So maybe people are, but you can set them to ignore. Anyone doing that, is pretty easily forgotten about. Maybe that's why I've forgotten about him. Maybe that's why I don't follow him. I don't know, but yeah, that's it's all work, right? Like I said the other day, they're in a lab and they're working. And that's exactly what it should be. You should be seeing the ups and downs right now. That's the whole point. Joel, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Dobbs becoming Love's favorite target? I think it was way too early to talk about that, right? I mean, is he throwing to him a lot? Sure, in the sessions that the media has been allowed to watch, but that doesn't mean anything. Who knows what's happening on the days when the media is not there? And also, we don't know what the calls are. We don't know what they're being asked to work on. We don't know what the progression is. Blah 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 blah. I take all of that with a gigantic grain of salt. Now they get into week 1, week 2, 3, etc., and he's seeing 7, 8 targets a game. Then he can start talking about it. But right now, I mean, that is so far from A, concern, or B, a reality. Brandy, what I hope these reps help with is aggressive versus passive run defense play. Unfortunately, I mean, you can work on your technique and your fits as far as where the backers are supposed to go and how you're supposed to flow to the ball and things like that. But, until the pads come on, there's not a whole lot you can do in that regard, which is why I don't plan on showing up this year until the pads come on for training camp. I'm done watching guys in shorts. I'm just done. Kobe, what's up? Thanks for the super chat, man. Will the day come when the NFL substitutes joint team practices for preseason games and lengthens the regular season? Kind of. I think they added that 17th game. It's pretty much been a foregone conclusion that they're going to get to 18 games eventually. And one of the aspects of that will be, and you've already seen it, and I think that's probably what you're alluding to, you've already seen lots more joint practices around the league in the last few years than there ever were, uh, for the last few decades. So I do think that's part of the plan. There's zero doubt that ownership is heading towards expanding it to an 18th game. That check is in the mail, so to speak. So yeah, I think maybe not exclusively, but yeah, you'll see that type of switch here soon. Now, past 18 games, that would take that would take some Herculean effort on the league's part to convince the PA to go past that. I think the PA has been kind of operating under the assumption and the working practice of, we know eventually the 18th game is going to come. We're trying to do everything we can as far as like limiting workouts and limiting stuff that they're allowed to do in the offseason, and how much they're allowed to be in pads and how much actual hitting is allowed. And all of that is playing defense against the fact that there will be an 18th game added. After that 18th game gets added, that's when most likely things will really kind of turn to the international stuff and expansion there. And who knows what the league will even look like at that point once they get to 18 games and they start playing regularly in Europe, which is the plan, in other far-flung places. That's when things are going to get interesting as far as roster construction, where teams are located, and things of that nature. It's going to be very different. It's going to be a very different world, but that's all in the future, and I don't expect to be talking or worrying about any of that for another decade plus. So we shall see. Lucas, why do you do this? Not you, but you people. You people. What do you mean, you people? You people who come up in here and tell me, type into your computer anything about Colin Cowherd and what he says about the Packers. To quote Mike Tomlin, we do not care. I don't care. Vex, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. A salute to Mark Murphy, through several difficult decisions and for getting Titletown established. Absolutely, Vex. Talked about it last week. The man is hyper underappreciated. And as kind of an expansion of that conversation, I hope you guys get a chance to check out Bart Winkler's show that I was on 2 days ago, a day ago, something like that. They all blend together. But Bart and I had some really, really interesting talks about his vehicle through which was the Packers Mount Rushmore. But it was interesting that he had kind of thought of it and reached out to talk to me because he had been in a conversation with someone about Mark Murphy and how underappreciated he is. And I'm glad to know that there are other people out there with a platform that can say these things, because I'm not just yelling out into the void, right, on my own. I think he's incredibly underappreciated. There's no doubt about it. But yes, Vex, salute, definitely. Joseph, thanks for the super chat. What's up, man? Not to be too petty, Nags. Oh, here we go. But I'd kill to see Watson outperform G. Wilson this year, and every fucking year for that matter. That's pretty petty. That is pretty petty. I mean, Wilson obviously has a leg up because his quarterback is there this offseason. Unlike the first year Watson worked with that same quarterback. Hey-o. Can I just say, there will never be a more perfect kind of encapsulating moment between narrative off the field and the football on the field when the story was written at The Athletic, I think it was, about the hand signals. And then at the end of the Rams game, very clear that Rodgers and Watson weren't on the same page. And then right on the goal line, and they miss a touchdown because of it. And just the amount of, guess he missed the hand signal or didn't know the hand signals, or all the stuff about Rodgers not being there in the offseason. It was just so perfect. That was one of my favorite moments from this god-awful 2022 campaign that we had to suffer through. Soder's here. What's up, Soder? How you doing, man? What you got? Today, the wife was asked by a client during a sales call about Sean Clifford playing better than Jordan Love. Going to be a long summer. Oh, that's so on point. That's so on point. I think I said it. Was it here? Or maybe it was in the happy hour yesterday. There was someone underneath a Domofsky tweet yesterday going, I'm not saying he's going to be quarterback one, week one this year. But there's a good chance that Clifford beats out Love in 2024. Oh, my God, people. This is because Sean Clifford had a very good 2-minute drill in shorts and T-shirts in June. Good God, man. That's some That's some dope shit, man. You be doing the good stuff. That's uncut. That's pure. That's the good shit that you're taking in June when you're talking about Sean Clifford being QB1. I love it. I love it, man. But that's the thing, and that's the perfect example of what I'm talking about when it comes to, these are practices and they are in a lab and they are working. And yes, Clifford, applaud Clifford. I'm 100% behind him. I'm really happy the man had a positive experience and had a good practice and a great 2-minute drill. That's awesome. Now do it again and 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 again. Because that's the drill. And get better and learn from it. That's all this is. People trying to declare shit just blows my mind. Arvo15, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Nags, great talking at the Grossi meetup. Great event to meet up with other fans and raise money for St. Jude. Any chance of a New York City Cheesehead TV meetup? Yes. First of all, lovely to meet you. Thank you for saying hello yesterday. It was great to meet you and several others at the Tom Grossi event. And yes, 1,000%. Perry and I were actually just talking about that last night. We will undoubtedly be doing something in New York prior to training camp. I'm going to be in town probably through most of July. So we will do something probably late July before I leave. So just watch the Cheesehead TV socials. We will absolutely be doing something. No question about it. Nags, whose plan is Europe play? The commish? If so, I'm not sure that all the owners would support that. Your thoughts further? Oh, the owners 100% support it. They're already playing in Germany and London and Mexico. The expansion is on, dude. It is coming. There is zero doubt. There is no doubt. And the owners are, yes, 100% behind it. This is the only way they can grow this revenue streams, this revenue pie at this point. It's not completely saturated in America, but it's close. They've got to expand if they want to continue to grow, and they do. It's coming, man. John Semitovich, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. If the NFL expanded, where first? UK? Is that Canada? Canada or Mexico? Oh, good question. Probably Canada, but, they've been playing in the UK for quite some time. There's just so many logistical things that make the UK tough if you're only putting one team there, which is why I still think they're probably holding out till they can put 2 teams there, and then that'll be a whole thing. And I don't doubt for a moment that they will look at all those options. But yeah, I would think Canada would be the best first option. Will Sean Clifford play in preseason? Yeah, 100%, no doubt. Would I support Saudi Arabia buying an NFL team? Support it how? Are they going to buy the Packers? No? Then I don't give a shit. That's my official stance. Man, that is way above my pay grade. I'm just waiting for Des Moines to get an NFL team. I like it. Exchange rate favors Europe for expansion. Look at Soder. Look at Soder up in here with the smart stuff. Can't believe it, man. You guys are too smart for me. What else we got here? Messi to Green Bay. Messi coming to the MLS, baby. Who would have? If you had told me even 15 years ago that, MLS would be getting that quality of player, even towards the end of his career, I understand, but man, soccer in America, it's finally kind of starting to happen. I'm really excited about it. I really like it. I love going to games. I can't wait for the World Cup to be here in a couple years. It's all happening, man. Oh, Christopher. Nags, why are we being so easy on Love? He has over 3 years of training in his system. How can a QB like Anthony Richardson come into OTAs looking better as a rookie? No excuses for Love. You have no idea how Anthony Richardson is looking on a day-to-day process of becoming an NFL quarterback. You have none. Zero idea. You have, yes, what's presented to you publicly, but we also have no idea what Jordan Love is doing when the media is not there. We have no idea about what is happening in Colts camp. You guys are hilarious. That kind of thing just blows my mind. Yeah, he's had 3 years getting limited reps with number 2s and 3s, playing scout team at times, And when he's been afforded the opportunity to play with the ones and or show what he can do in preseason, in the summer, and also in NFL games that matter, he has looked better each and every year. No one's going easy on the guy, but it is context. The man hasn't played. Now he's going to get to play. I don't understand. How is that being easy on him? That's just the reality of it. What are you supposed to say? What is the proper response to a June practice in shorts? Oh, my God, he threw a pick. Cut him. Start Sean Clifford. Is that strident enough? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Being hard on a guy because he made a mistake or he had a bad ball in practice. Guess what? Every single quarterback in America throws a bad ball in practice. Every single one. I don't understand it, man. I just don't get it. I just do not get it. What's up, Uncultured? May you all have a lovely day. Right back at you, man. Ben, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Nags, don't know if you remember, but I ordered a Watson jersey with a bonus from work. Well, I got my delivery today, and it was a pair of curtains instead. Further proof that quality takes time. Well, I'm sure they're nice curtains. How's that? New York Cheese said, "This is June, right? This is June, right? This is June, right? Okay, yes, it is June. Correct. All right, I got to get going. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a monster favor: hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack, go.